Hi, my name is Eric Morris, and today we're going to talk about externals, one of my favorite choice approaches. What is externals? Externals is the process of studying and getting a sense of animals, people, inanimate objects, and insects. Externals is a megapproach. So what is a megapproach? I have 31 choice approaches in my system. 5 of them are designated as megapproaches. A megapproach is a choice approach so powerful, so dimensional, so intense and deep that you can create a whole system of acting by itself. Externals is one of those 5 megapproaches. I want to mention a short list of actors who have used externals successfully in films. In The Godfather, Marlon Brando used a bulldog. Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver worked for a crab, and the way a crab moves as part of his character. Anthony Quinn in Zorba the Greek worked for creating a bear. And Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean worked for Keith Richards as his externals, a person external. It's a very popular and impelling and compelling choice approach. Getting a sense of an animal, a person, an inanimate, or an insect is not an imitation. I want to make that very clear. There is an approach technique for actually studying and inhabiting the sense of the animal, person, inanimate, or insect, and there's an approach technique chart that exists in irreverent acting that gives you 7, 8, or 9 steps of how to observe and apply your observations so that you can inhabit the sense of the animal, and then in animal terms, and then later translate it into human behavior so that you could use it in a scene for addressing character obligation, emotional obligation, relationship obligation, and particularly sometimes for the historical obligation. Go to the zoo repeatedly. Go to the zoo, then come home and practice what you've observed at the zoo, like leading and secondary centers, rhythm, limitations, centers of weight and balance. All of that is listed in my books, the Approach Technique Chart. And also in studying people, find places where there are a lot of people, like the farmer's market or other malls where there are dozens, a plethora of people that you can watch. Watch them for their leading and their secondary centers, for their idiosyncratic behavior, their character elements, their self-imposed limitations, their handicaps, and then try to get a sense of those people through your own body. And I promise you that once you inhabit the sense of an animal or a person, it will impact on the way you feel, the way you think, and your emotional life. I promise you that. Again, let me stress to you that in my book, Irreverent Acting, there is a complete approach technique chart listing 7 or 8, or maybe even more than that, approach techniques for studying the animal. It makes it much easier because you can break it down and isolate certain areas of the animal and they get a sense of that area and then add it to the next part that you're addressing. So go to Irreverent Acting and just follow the approach technique chart and it will take you right where you want to go.